Hello, everybody. It's Psychic Medium Kelli Miller. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. I'm just making sure that everything's kind of set up right. So if you guys can hear me, give me a shout out. You'll see a chat bar on the side. On some computers, if you're on your phone, you'll be able to see where there's a chat bar or a chat link. So if you guys can hear me, let me know. Hear you now. I see you. Yay! Okay. So if you guys have never attended one of my workshops before, this is actually pretty cool. I'm really excited to show you this crystal stuff because it's time I start giving away more information for you guys to really understand not only just how to use these crystals, but what they can do for you and how they can help other people too. And so I get a lot of questions every day like, that's great, I like this crystal, but what the hell do I do with it? So this is where we're going to learn. This will not be the last one I do. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these free webinars for you guys. So I'm really excited that you guys are attending this one. This is going to be so much fun. If you don't know already, I'm going to put, Curtis is helping me out. So come on, Curtis. So this is Curtis. He's our store manager. So if you've never been to Awakenings, you're going to bump into him at some point in time. So, but he's just here kind of helping me out here a little bit. So that way, if I come up with an idea, he's going to be my squirrel and gopher and basically go get it. So, but anyway, I just wanted to introduce him. So if you see him walking by or if I call it his name, you'll know why. So, all right. So any questions? We're good?
You're good.
Let's do this. All right. So basically, I'm going to start talking about the basics when it comes to crystals. And there's a lot of confusing type lingo out there. So a lot of this confusing lingo is it's really frustrating. So hang on one second, guys. What I'm going to do you want to monitor my chat bar? And I can flip this around because I don't need this. So, but hang on one second, because I'm going to get Curtis to monitor my chat bar because I know me and all I'm going to do is yap and I ain't going to pay attention to any questions. If you guys have questions when it comes to any crystals at all, ask, okay? And if Curtis doesn't know it, which he does, but if he doesn't know it, he'll ask me. So I'm going to slide this over. Don't know how well we're going to do it, but we're going to do it. Okay, and then here's a little doohickey. Okay, sweet. All right. So first and foremost, I want to talk about just, like I said, the basics of crystals, right? So first of all, when you get a crystal, any crystal, if it's given to you, if you pick it up off the ground, if you find it here, you're going to want to cleanse and charge it. So you got to remember they're little living, vibrating things. And so you want to cleanse and charge. So the easiest way to start cleansing a crystal, and the way that I do it, is I take my sage or my smudge stick and I'll blow smoke on it. And I'll just say something like, I hereby cleanse this crystal, and I want to be able to use it for its own highest good. Something along those lines, really. You just want to cleanse it and get basically anybody else's hoodoo off of it, okay? There's different ways that you can cleanse it. I like to use sage, but there's other ways. You can bury it in brown rice for 3 days. You can run it under salt water, but there's some things you don't want to run under salt water. So like selenite, halite, things like that. You don't want to put that underneath water because it's salt and it's going to melt. So you definitely don't want to do that. But selenite, here's a piece of selenite right here. That is one stone or crystal that you honestly don't have to worry about cleansing or charging, and that's the selenite right here. So, but you don't want to do certain things underneath water. And off topic, there are some things that you can put in water and drink it. That's called an elixir. So I do have some VitaJewels. Do you want to grab the VitaJewel for me? So, but VitaJewels, what they are is that you put water into it and the crystals will activate the water and then you drink it. And that also helps to activate the water system within your body, vibrationally speaking. So VitaJewels are actually really, really cool. So this one's got some, it looks like blue lace agate in it and some moss agate stuff. Blue lace agate helps you to speak your truth. Basically, it helps you to say no. So what I find fascinating about these is that if you keep the water in here for like 2 or 3 hours, it actually changes the taste of the water. So this is considered an elixir. So when you put water into this, it vibrates or activates the water, therefore giving you an elixir. There's certain things though that you don't want to put in your water. Hematite's one of them. Hematite contains lead. Don't want to drink lead. So other things may contain sulfur or arsenic. Don't want to drink that stuff either. So that's why I like the VitaJewels, because it's protected by a little piece of glass. So like that. So it'll protect you from any harm. So that's why I like the VitaJewels, but that is an elixir. So another way to charge your crystals, believe it or not, putting it in a pyramid. And it don't matter what kind. It could be, I got one right here. So here is a pyramid here. It's a glass pyramid. This is what I have at my house to charge my crystals. And so there's a little opening right here. Open, close it. You put your crystals in there. 3 days right here, good to go. So there's also other ones that we're going to be getting in. Been hard to find, but we're getting them in. They're copper pyramids. That's another easy way to charge up your crystals too. So putting it in a pyramid will help to charge and cleanse. So another one is to be able to cleanse this out is sound. So sound, vibrationally speaking, if you think about it, it's sound waves, and the sound waves breaks up any negative energy that may be attached to it. It helps up to break things up in a room too. So you'll always notice sometimes when you go to like a metaphysical fair, there's always one lady walking around with a bell, and what she's doing or he's doing is breaking up that energy so it's all harmonic and not dissonant. So it's all waving at the same. That's why the first day when you go to an expo, like a metaphysical expo, the energy is almost palpable. And the second day it seems a little bit easier. That's because of the harmonic, the resonance that's going on within the expo. All right. So a little bit of factoid about that. And I'm going to show you, and you want to hand me that? My singing bowl. So singing bowls, let me show you a little factoid on singing bowls. Okay, a lot of people will come in and go like that. That's great. It works totally fine. But if you really want to amplify that energy, all you're going to do is just kind of do this a little bit and then just simply go around. And you always want to go clockwise at a slow kind of pace. You just want to kind of push on it real slow. Flat hand. And that harmonic will get everything broken up within your crystals. So the easy way to cleanse and charge a crystal, singing bowls. And they come in different shapes and sizes. So it really doesn't matter. It's kind of whatever you like. All righty. Okay. So I'm trying to think. The other thing you can do is, if you don't like sage, incense work, Palo Santo works, sweetgrass works. Anything like that will work just fine, because I like sage, but other people like incense and palo and other stuff like that. So it's all good. The last thing that you can do to help cleanse your crystals is to do breath work. And so what breath work is that you're just simply going to put it in your hand and do this and blow on it. So that's another way to cleanse or clear out any residual energy that may be on your crystals. Okay. So the first thing, like I said, you want to do is cleanse it. And then you want to charge it. Pyramids charge, moonlight charges. So a lot of times, if you guys follow me on Facebook, you're going to hear me say, oh, it's a full moon. Make sure to put your crystals out to charge. So full moon energy charges crystals. Now, here's the deal. It doesn't matter if it's raining, doesn't matter if it's cloudy. It's the energy of the moon itself that will help charge. Now, if it's rainy or snowy outside, like it gets in Nebraska, you can go ahead and put them on your like windowsill. That'll also help to charge. That includes bracelets, okay, necklaces, earrings, rings. You still want to cleanse and charge those things. So don't forget about your jewelry. I always forget about my jewelry. And then what I do to charge up my crystals, I literally have a cake pan. Throw everything in the cake pan. I throw it outside when I'm ready to go to bed. When I wake up in the morning, I grab my cake pan, put them back in, ready to go. So you want to try to do it about once a month. Sometimes I forget. So again, it's not a big deal if you forget. But what you can do is that if you forget to charge them on a full moon, grab your selenite. So we have selenite plates. That's what this thing is right here. It's a selenite plate. Selenite plates will charge other crystals. So So that's why selenite should kind of be like in everybody's arsenal. If you collect crystals, selenite's kind of the first ones that you want to get. This also, selenite does help with insomnia issues as well. So that's another little bonus to that. So that's why I'm like, selenite should be, it's also a form of gypsum. So a lot of times you'll see those two words interchanged, but selenite and gypsum for me, same thing. Okay, you're splitting hairs. Yeah, they're different, but whatever. Okay, so we talked about the cleansing and charging. Some people like to activate their crystals, and you want to activate the crystals if you're using them for something, or for like healing energy or crystal grids. And then let me see if I can find one with a key. I don't see one with a key here. Let me see if there's one. So do you find me one with a really good key?
Another
if you can find either quartz crystal or something. No, I didn't grab one. So I'm gonna tell you about keys really quick. I had a 6-year-old boy come in here and teach me about a key, okay? So he was talking to me about, I was talking to him about crystals, and I'm like, oh, do you like my rocks? And he goes, these are not just rocks. These are living things. And I was like, whoa, you're right. And so he quickly schooled me. And then he talked about putting your thumb in a key. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I didn't understand. So I said, show me. So he showed me. And what he gave me, oh, that's perfect. So, and imagine this isn't on a pin, okay? So what a key is, and you can see it looks like it's indented right here. That's what a key is. It's a big old indent inside of a quartz crystal. Any crystal, but usually it's quartz. But you'll see this dent right there. That's not because the crystal got bumped or hit during, moving. It's actually considered a key. And what you do is you put your thumb in the key and you say what you want that crystal to do. And I'm going to tell you, quartz crystals, you're going to see a lot of quartz if you come to my store at Awakenings here. The reason why is that these are easily programmable crystals. You can get them to do whatever you want. And so you do it through intent. You tell the crystal what you want. So you're going to sit there and say, I intend for this crystal to help me manifest money. That's it. You put your finger on the key, your thumb on the key. And then when you're done, you set it down, it's activated. It's already doing it. It's even better if you can put this into a crystal grid. And we'll talk about crystal grids later. I'm not going to do it here because it's a little overwhelming. So, but that's what a key is called, okay? So there's also little things, and I've got one on mine. This is called a Lemurian seed quartz. This is also programmable, but each one of these, Lemurian seed quartz has little lines, horizontal lines that go like this. They're called ladders or stairways to heaven. So when you meditate, you're supposed to put your finger or your thumb on each one of those stairways to help you unlock any hidden messages that you may need to receive within meditation. So that's what Lemurian seeds do. Lemurian seeds are very powerful when you're using crystal grids. So just want to talk a little bit about crystal grids and about these seed quartz, but quartz should be in everybody's arsenal. Again, it's easily programmable to do whatever you want. All right. So, okay. Any questions so far? Are we pretty cool on stuff? Everybody's like
cleansing under salt and water.
What's that?
Cleansing under salt and water.
You can cleanse underneath salt and water. You can also bury it within salt too. And when I'm saying salt, I don't mean like Epsom salt. Epsom salt is magnesium sulfate. So the salt that I'm talking about is like table salt, pink Himalayan salt, rock salt. I don't care, any salt. Salt is salt. Just magnesium sulfate is something different, and that's not what you want to use. That's great for sore muscles. It's not good for cleansing, charging crystals.
Can you put crystals in here? You
can put crystals inside the singing bowl to activate them. So you got to be careful because they'll jump. So you may want to put like a paper towel down. Yeah. So when you do that singing bowl, you may want to put them off to the side, especially if it's like a pyramid. If you want to activate, I got a little pyramid here. Where'd it go? Ooh. So if it's a little pyramid like this, you may not want to put it in there because it jumps and then you'll crack a corner. I've done that before. So, whoopsie. So, okay. Speaking about pyramids, well, we're going to dive right in. So this is a hematite pyramid. Hematite is awesome for grounding. It's also very protective. So hematite is very similar in a way to the black tourmaline. So black tourmaline it helps to rid negativity. This helps with grounding you down so you're not absorbing that negativity. So that's why a lot of times we sell a lot of hematite rings. Hematite helps to dispel anger. So if you have a hematite ring and it breaks or busts, that means that it did its job and you're supposed to get another one. There's other things that if you break a crystal or you chip a crystal, if you chip it and it's still usable, go ahead and use it. But if it breaks in half or you completely lose it, you don't need it anymore. So a lot of customers will come in and say, oh, well, I lost my rose quartz. And I'm like, you're not getting another one. You can get maybe something different, but you're not getting another rose quartz, because if you lost it, that means to tell me vibrationally speaking, you don't need it anymore. So I'll make them get something else. So, but they're like, no, I really want it. I'm like, but you don't need it. So, but what pyramids do is help to amplify energy as well. So obviously you can't put a crystal inside this, but it's the apex. It's the point that matters. So in a pyramid, pyramids are best to help clear a room, centrally speaking. It also helps the apex is where the energy comes out of. So these are really good for crystal grids, putting them in the middle. Also, if you're sitting down, sticking them underneath your seat. It also is really good for sticking underneath your bed. So if you got a husband or a wife that's angry, that's what hematite's for. It's going to help to ground them down and dispel that anger. So same with some of the Jaspers too, but that's what these do. You stick them underneath the bed. So it helps that apex is where all that energy kind of comes out of. So that helps. You got to be careful with some things, like some crystals are uppers, some are downers. So, and what I mean by that is, like, amethyst is a downer. Amethyst, it'll help you with insomnia. So it's a downer. It's also a major detoxifier too. Whereas carnelian is kind of an upper. So poppy, jasper, carnelian, they're like caffeine buzzes. So you don't want to put those anywhere near your bed. So certain crystals do certain things too, along with the shape. So the shape matters when it comes to crystals. All right. So we're going to do hearts. Yes. Okay, so here's another shape. It's hearts. These are perfect for gifts, especially for people dealing with grief, people that might have a heartbreak. These are awesome gifts to give someone. So this also helps with people with heartbreak too. So what I love about this one in particular, this is labradorite. Labradorite it really helps the lungs and the throat area, but this is purple labradorite, which when I saw these, I grabbed every single one in Denver that I could grab, which was about 8 or 9. These are really hard to find. It's hard to find purple within labradorite. Usually you're going to see the blue. Now they got some red coming out. They're calling it fire labradorite, but the purple is still by far the hardest to find. And these purple ones, I've got, like I said, 8 of them. They're $39.99. But they're awesome. But these are wonderful gifts to give somebody, especially with heartbreak, like I said, or grief, or people with heart attacks, stuff like that. These are great. Anything to do with the lungs or the chest. So, so heart shapes, awesome. Let me talk about the hands. I got them. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay, so you're gonna notice that I have 2 crystal points, quartz again. Oh, that's a good one. I'll talk about that too. But you'll notice that both of them are pointed. Now, it doesn't really matter if the bottoms are kind of broken off or whatever. Doesn't matter. So, but understand that it matters which side you hold it. And what I mean by that is that right side is receiving. If you're right hand dominant, your right hand is receiving. It's for you. Left hand is giving. So that is, if you want to heal somebody with distance healing, you do it on your left side. So whenever you're holding a crystal, especially if it has a point to it, on the right hand, you want the point going into you. And on the left hand, you want the point going out. And what that does is creates a circuit. So it creates a circuit or vortex of energy around you. So it will amplify and strengthen your auric field. So if you're having issues with balance, this will really help to kind of get you back in balance. But I'm going to fair warn you, if you do this, don't do it like in a car. because it's going to make you wave. And what I mean by that is, have you guys ever sat there like at work and all of a sudden you're like doing this weird wiggle? And what's happening is that your auric field or your Merkaba is beginning to strengthen up. And so this helps to get the spin of that Merkaba going. And here's the Merkaba shape right here. This is what I'm talking about. So this is all about balance, as above, so below. It's all about balance. The shungite one in particular, the one that I have, is awesome for blocking EMF. So if you have a cell phone next to your bed, you want to put a piece of shungite between the cell phone and your head. This protects the EMF energies from any electronics. So if you're one to fritz out electronics really easy, like me, you put a piece of shungite between you and your computer. So you have shungite that also goes on the back of your cell phone too, that'll help protect your brains if you're on the phone a lot. But shungite is awesome for EMF. If you're living near high voltage power lines, you want shungite. And then you just, like I said, you're going to grab 4 of them, 4 corners of your house. The Merkaba shape is perfect, or pyramid. That's cool too. And you're just going to kind of bury it at 4 corners of your house. It's going to protect your entire house from that EMF flex. And I'm going to tell you, shungite is going to be one of our #1 sellers, especially when we switch to 5G. We are going to have these energy waves of 5G hitting your household. That's not good for the body, because vibrationally speaking, that's not very good. So this will help to break up that EMF wave. So that's like shungite. That's the thing. And it doesn't matter if you like it raw, that's fine too. It's still going to do the same thing. Shungite also detoxifies water. So in Russia is where they mine a lot of shungite, and Russia, believe it or not, has got some of the best water. And the main reason is because the water filters or runs through shungite. But that's why I want to talk about this Merkaba and about the spinning. You got to remember, your auric field isn't just like a big bubble. It actually spins. It spins a certain way here, and it spins a certain way here. So it's important to know that you're in constant motion, even if you're standing still. These molecules are in constant motion, even though they're still. Got to go back to what you learned in your physics class, right? Okay, so cool. So EMF is what is being given off by any electronic. It's like the radio waves. You can't see radio waves, but you know they exist because you can hear them. Same with microwave. So EMF is another wave given off by any and all electronics. So like I said, shungite will help to block that stuff out, which is what you want. So somebody was asking a question about storing crystals. Perfect. Personally, I store my crystals on my selenite. Other people don't like to do that. Wood is best. I know that some people go to like Walmart and they buy they're like in the sewing section, they got little dividers and stuff, and it's plastic. That works. That's okay. But ultimately you want something that's wood in nature or naturistic. So we have little boxes right here. Ooh. So I've got 2 different kinds. I'm going to show you real quick. 2 different kinds. So I got one that's marble, and it's heavy. Oh, so I got one that's marble. So that's excellent for storing crystals or tarot cards. And this one's $39.99. And then the other one is a wood one with the flower of life symbol. Again, flower of life will amplify any energy. So it will amplify the energy coming in. This is $24.44, and it's got a little velvet to it too. So that's a great way to store your crystals too. So if you don't like to put them out on a piece of selenite, boxes are awesome. So I know a lot of kids really like the boxes. So another way I have a lot of adults that get really confused because they'll walk in and go, oh, I don't know what crystal I want. And it gets really confusing because you'll hear a lot of people, oh, well, you just do what calls to you. And as an adult, I'm like, well, hell, they all called me. How do I know which one? So what I tell my adults, I don't have to tell my kids this because the kids know. But I have to tell adults, do not read the card. Don't read the information. Look at the rock. Be like a kid. If you think it's a cool looking rock, then that's the one that you need. So that's all you have to do, because you'll be like, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. And then you read the card and the information about it and go, that's why I need it. So that you have to kind of go with what calls to you. But what I tell my adults is just be curious, feel them, touch them, whatever. Here at Awakenings, we really cleanse our crystals very often. So that way you do get to feel the energy. So, and some crystals are more high vibe than others, and other people can feel the energy in them. Some people can't. I really can't anymore, but there are certain crystals that you can. Moldavite's one of them. That is only found in Czechoslovakia, by the way. So if somebody tries to sell you moldavite and it's not from Czechoslovakia, they're full of shit. So because there's only one place in the world where you can get it, and it's because a meteorite like hit Czechoslovakia, and the trailings of the meteorite, that's what moldavite is. It's very high vibration. So, okay, good stuff. All right. Next, I'm going to talk about receivers, I think. Where'd my receiver go? Eek. I don't see it. There it is. Okay, what a receiver point. Remember how I was talking about right hand receives, left hand gives, right? So this is a receiver. And what a receiver does is, you can see one side is really flat. Let me hold it up. One side is really, really flat. The rest of them aren't. They're pointed. Okay. This is considered a receiver. So this is great for crystal grid work. This is also really good for, again, you want to program it. You want to hold it and say, okay, this is what I want this crystal to do. So quartz, remember, it's programmable, easily programmable. So you're just going to hold it in your hand and say, I want this crystal to manifest more. I want abundance of money. You have to be specific. You can't just say, I want abundance. Well, abundance of what? So you got to be specific. So this is one where you just want to hold into your hand and just say something along the lines of, I want this crystal to bring me more abundance when it comes to money. And then you put it down. That's it. That's all you really have to do. Okay. So if you want to amplify the energy of it, you're going to put it down, and then you're going to grab some more crystal points and point towards this crystal to amplify it. Okay. So that's how easy stuff, right? So like I said, this is called a receiver. So the other ones, such as these, are called generators. Generators pull energy in and tuck it back. So if you can imagine kind of this energy going up and around, up and around. So that's what generators do. Generators and spheres are great for having next to you in bed. So because they don't necessarily, they kind of hold the energy within themselves. The bigger the crystal, yes, the more amplified it gets, but these are generator points is what we call them. So yeah, right hand is receiving, left hand is giving. If they're left-handed, it's vice versa. Good question. So it's vice versa if you're a lefty. So I know Karen here is a southpaw, so it's opposite of what she's talking about. So, because if I say right, it means left for her. So it's your dominant hand. So, well, like I said, generator pushes energy out. So generators and pyramids pretty similar as far as energy components are. But yes, okay.
How do you know what crystals amplify?
Huh?
Question is, how do you know what crystals amplify?
How do you know what crystals amplify? They just do. I don't know. I just know. I don't know how I know. So lots of research. So, but quartz will always amplify any other crystal. That's why quartz is like the #1 programmable. And once you program it, you clear it, you sage it, you recharge it, and then you can program it for something else. So they're reusable. So the quartz will amplify any other crystal around. So, and it doesn't matter if it's a point, if it's a cluster, it doesn't matter. Speaking of clusters, this is a quartz cluster. So it's sparkly and so pretty. So a quartz cluster amplifies an energy within a large room. So this would be perfect for like a family room. This would be good for a living room, basement, anything kind of a bigger area, because the energy, as you can see with all the points, goes out in all directions. So I have a quartz cluster next to my bed, and this is what I use to charge some of my crystals. So my ring, when I take my ring off, I put it on a quartz cluster because it will charge or amplify the energy of it. So I don't usually put my ring on selenite. I'll put it on a cluster. And so it depends on what you want. So this one is great for like a living room. So the amethyst cluster, the amethyst cluster like this one helps with insomnia. So this is one that you would want facing you when you're sleeping. So this one will really help you with insomnia. It also helps as a detoxifier. So smoky quartz will do that too. But this one is really good for people with addictive issues, such as alcoholism or detoxing and getting the brain straight. Because amethyst always goes with the brain. It helps to even out brain. So people with bipolarity, depression, anxiety, this one will help to balance the brain out. So that way it resonates the same. So you can finally get a little bit of sleep. So, but this one really, really helps with that. So that's why, and we sell amethyst literally sometimes by the pallet. So, but that's what this one does. Like I said, insomnias, need it. So, another one is a double terminated type crystal. This is amethyst again, but it's double terminated. Point here, point here. This one is more for healing work, such as Reiki masters using this to help move energy within these chakra centers. We all have 7 chakras. I'm going to show you right there. We all have 7 chakras. These double terminated points help to move energy within your chakras. So anybody that's a healer would know about these. So these are too common. And here is another way that you can amplify energy within the body. And this is a wand. I've got the clear quartz here and the amethyst here. So this one helps, and you can see it's a chakra. This one will help when it comes to moving any stuck or blocked chakras within your body and other people too. So this one definitely helps with that one. So, okay. All right, we'll go to the next one. And somebody was asking, do you want to grab me some black tourmaline? Somebody was asking me a question about beginner's crystals. I'm going to tell you, top beginner crystal, like I said, selenite, number 1. Rose quartz for the heart chakra. Got to have that. That's what this pink one is. The other one you want to have is amethyst. That's a go-to. Lapis is this one right here. Lapis lazuli. This one is an old Egyptian stone. A really good piece of lapis has got gold in it right there. So lapis is awesome for the third eye chakra, also the throat. So it ties both of them together, helps to speak your truth. This is an old Egyptian stone. So this is what Cleopatra used. She would grind it up and then use it as eye makeup. So back in the day, they would use wicked stuff that would be like lead infused and everything else, but they still use this in pigmentation for paints and stuff like that today. So it's in Afghanistan. That's where it's mined. So again, where you mine your crystals, it really matters. We're learning where the mines are at, and if it's a certified mine or not. Certified means that they're not going to harvest everything and it's going to be gone. So they're really mindful about what they're doing. The other one you want to have, beginner's crystals. This one right here. This is a big old chunk of black tourmaline. Black tourmaline rids negativity, and it also helps to protect you from energy vampires. This is one that you want on your desk at work. This is almost one that's, if you're going to Walmart, you want a piece of black tourmaline, okay? This is awesome for, like I said, putting on your desk. It prevents, it acts as a barrier between you and somebody who's just a negative energy vampire. And what I mean by a negative energy vampire, it could be the clingy person. It could be the nonstop talker. It could be the victim. It could be the narcissist. So many different kinds. So, but that's what's going to help you with that. The crystal wand, like I said, it's more used for healers. And you can use it for yourself, but you're just going to have to hold it on whichever chakra that you feel is blocked. So, and it honestly depends. We all have different block chakras. That's a whole nother class. So, but the wand is used to unblock or unlock chakras that may be closed or open too far. So, because your chakras can be open too far too. Let's do Here's another one, is that you can also, because I showed you one that's kind of like a piece of amethyst that amplifies with the points, right? This one doesn't have any points, but it's flat. So this one is awesome. This is called Tiffany stone. Tiffany stone is so hard to find. It's fairly rare. And what it is Tiffany stone is also known as opalite. It's fossilized or opalized fluorite. Okay, so this stuff, this chunk in particular, it's a gorgeous piece. It's $700, but at the same time, it's a gorgeous piece. And what you can do is, this is another one. This one's kind of magical. What it does is having it near you, or using it or holding it while you meditate. Either way, doesn't matter how you do it. This one will push a restart button with all of your chakras. So it's a hard restart. You know how you shut your computer down and you start it back up again? That's what this crystal does for the chakra centers within your body. Okay. So this one is awesome for people who are really at that point where they need mega change. So if you need mega change and you need that restart to just kind of get a clear head and everything else, Tiffany stone is the one for you. So like I said, it's actually opalized fluorite. So cool stuff. The other one I want to show you is, got my goodies over here. The other one I want to show you is orbs or spheres. Now, back in the day, gypsies or psychics would sit there and stare into a crystal ball, and it helps to aid with clairvoyance, which is the ability to see. So people would stare into these crystal balls and get some visions or whatever. So that was, it's called scarring, or a way to see into the future. Okay. So those balls are still used today, not necessarily for seeing into the future, but these are great for rooms, again, or bigger areas. And what orbs do is, do you remember how I said that the generator points kind of, they go up and around and up and around? Spheres are all-sided, so the energy is more even and it amplifies it out evenly. So it's not quite so pointed and in one certain direction. This one amplifies it all the way around in all directions as a 680. I like these just for decoration. This one in particular is called Bumblebee Jasper, which is one of my faves. So Bumblebee Jasper, the reason why it's yellow is because of the sulfur in it. And this has been, it's been rounded out, but it's been glazed over with like a protective coating. So if you got small kids, you don't want to get a piece of Bumblebee Jasper because you don't want a kid licking it, because it is sulfur, for Pete's sakes. But this is a really good piece of Bumblebee is going to have black with that darker yellow and almost like that orange fleck to it. So that's a nice piece of Bumblebee Jasper. This one is $249.99. So this is a really beautiful piece. And then this one is Indigo Gabbro. So this one helps with not only your crown chakra, but it helps to ground you too. So it really is kind of like the top and the bottom of a sandwich, if you want to think of it that way. That one helps to kind of keep you basically in check. So your crown chakra isn't up all the time, and your grounding is also balanced as well. So this one's kind of, like I said, it's kind of like the sandwich. The bread in the sandwich is what indigo does, but it helps to kind of keep your energy more in check so it's not amplified clear the hell out here. Somebody was asking if moldavite can be amplified. So here's moldavite, and you can see, I got a little color here. Check this out. See if I can do this back behind. But you can see it's green. So, put it back.
Put the light back.
Light back, like that?
Sure.
That work? Okay, so this is a nice piece of moldavite, and nice and thick too. So you can see the greener it is, they're all the same color, but some are darker green than others. But this is a nice, thick, fat piece. These really can't be amplified. I'm going to tell you, moldavite is an extremely high vibrational stone. This one will, if you're not used to crystals or crystal therapy, you hold a piece of moldavite, especially in your palm, it's going to make you sweat. So it's an extremely high vibrational stone. This piece in particular is a big old thick piece too. It can't necessarily be amplified because, again, remember, certain crystals vibrate or resonate at a certain hertz. So you really can't amplify it, but you do still need to cleanse and charge them, just like everything else. That one's giving me a headache. That one's high vibe. Oi. Okay. I'm gonna hold on to my hematite. Okay, so outside of that, I want to talk about also rutilation. And so a lot of times you're gonna hear about this rutilated quartz. And what rutilation is these little strings inside a piece of crystal. And it doesn't necessarily have to be clear quartz, okay? So I've got some gold rutilated clear quartz. I'm gonna try to hold this one up for you. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Can you see it in the... Pretty good. So that, see the strings in it or the strands? That's the gold rutilation. So rutilation helps for purification. It also helps for amplification. So this one is a really beautiful piece. It's got the gold rutilated. So here's another one with quartz and black tourmaline. So this one kind of has both too. So you can kind of see that rutilation. It's harder to see through, but you can see the black tourmaline within that crystal. So this one, again, will help you to not only rid negativity, but the quartz will amplify the black tourmaline to it too. So this would be another one that if you want something prettier on your desk, this is another good one. The other thing is that, you know, there really isn't any energetic difference between tumbled stones and raw. So ultimately, if you really want it, if you want to get down to the nitty gritty, raw is always best. It really is. But raw isn't the best to stick in your pocket. So because you'll see behind me all these tumbled stones. So the reason why we mostly get tumbled is because it's easier to put in your pocket and it won't poke you. And if girls don't have pockets, we usually stick it in our bra. So it's hard to stick a piece of raw quartz in your bra. It's not very comfortable. So that's why we do the tumbled ones. The other ones you could also do is worry stones, and that's what these are. These fit kind of in the bra nice, fits in a sock just fine too. It also fits really good, especially these little palm stones like this. These fit really well, like in between the box springs and the mattress if you need a crystal for your kid. So this is another easy one. So, but these worry stones have a little divot in it. I don't know if you guys can see that little divot, but there's a bit of a divot inside there, and it's made for your thumb. So you put it in, and if you're talking and you are stressed out, this literally rubbing it with your thumb like that really does help to get the energy of the stone within you, but also helps literally worry. It's like a stress stone. So if you're talking and you're talking to your boss, it's another one you want to stick in your pocket and just kind of rub it. So
the bracelets work the same way.
As far as, yes, yeah, bracelets work the same way. They also help to amplify energy. So same with necklaces. But ultimately, if you need more grounding stones, which are the black and the red ones, you want to put those in your pocket. So if you want more of the amplification stones, like if you want to meditate, then you want to maybe do earrings. So rose quartz is good for your heart. So usually these are best near your heart. So it kind of depends too. So if you want more throat chakra stuff, then maybe get a pendant that'll kind of sit right here, which we do have. Now I'm going to go grab one real quick. Hang on. So I got it. So I was going to grab one really quick. And I'll grab, where's that? Ooh, right here. So here's a piece. I know, right? Here's a piece of amazonite. So this one, like for instance, is really good for your heart. So, but it sits right here. So anything for your throat or heart sitting right here, perfect. So we've got these, I love these little Soku necklaces. You'll see me wear them a lot. They're really comfortable. These are like 20 bucks. But they sit perfectly right here. And again, you want to cleanse and charge it. It's still a crystal. So, but wearing them, perfect. Works just as well. So, okay. Did my orbs, did my heart, did my Merkaba. I'm going to talk about the twins. So in crystals, a lot of times you're going to see these, and this one's got both, and I'm going to explain both what I mean. So this one has a twin to it. Twins always represent relationships. So if you have issues within your relationship and you want to strengthen a relationship, remember, you're going to cleanse it, charge it, program it. I want this crystal to help me to be able to speak my truth within my relationship. So you're going to hold it like that. Remember that the center of your palms are mini chakra centers. So you're just going to hold it here, say what you need to say, put it down, let it do its work. Okay. So twins help with relationships. Now you'll also notice that inside this crystal, there's another crystal growing. And this is kind of hard to see because I can see it from my angle. It's going to be hard for you to see it in yours. Those are called phantoms. So phantoms, which is a crystal growing inside of another crystal. Phantoms help with fertility and anything with children or anything like that, because you got to think about it's like in a womb. So that's what those do. Same with geodes. I don't even have a geode. You can grab me a geode? Okay. So geodes also help with fertility because you got to think about it. It's womb shaped. I know I have some amethyst geodes. Yeah, that's not a geode. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes. This one is perfect. Okay, so this is another geode right here. This is blue calcite. So it sparkles. It's so pretty. So, oh, blue celestite. You're right. Sorry. Blue celestite is great for any throat issues. So people that have like just anything like strep throats, throat issues, helps to really speak the truth. So this one in particular is also awesome for womb. So because you could tell it's a part of a geode. So geodes are always womb healing or clearing or cleansing. So anybody that might have endometriosis, anything with your uterus, that's what these geodes are awesome for. So yeah, and that's the one I was thinking of. So there's another geode shape too. So this shape is also perfect for, like I said, womb healing, cleansing, clearing, anything with uterine issues or babies. So if you want to give somebody a really cool crystal for a gift who's pregnant, geodes. So those are awesome. And then trying to think of what else. Okay. Egg shapes. Eggs are all about fertility, womb, uterus, anything feminine. So these also help with breast issues as well. So if you know somebody that has breast cancer, something along those lines, these eggs are great. And so they're really pretty, but you can also remember, hold it, program it, and then gift it to somebody. Okay. So that's how that works. If you want to gift a stone, you're going to program it, cleanse it, clear it, program it, and then gift it. So we usually have these on cute little stands. So they can have it next to them in their bed, wherever they spend a lot of time. That's what this one's going to help with. All right. The opposite is for the male. So males that may have issues, especially with impotence, things that prostate issues, stuff like that. This is the Shiva lingam. So Shiva lingams, a really good piece of Shiva lingam, which is like this one right here. Oh, I just happened to grab it. So this one is half brown, half dark brown. So see, if I turn it, it's almost half and half. This represents masculine and feminine, but this is a very masculine stone. So guys that may have issues down there, Shiva lingam definitely helps with that one. So again, we're just going to put it underneath the pillow, stick it in between the box springs and the mattress, or have him carry it. So yeah, you still have to cleanse and charge those. Shivas are really cool. You only find them in India. So what happens is there's a certain river, it's a sacred river that runs in India. So it floods every year and then it recedes. So when it recedes, that's when they go pick up the Shivas. And so they tumble them a little bit. Yes, they tumble them a little bit, but that's what Shivas are. So these eggs are also known as, this one is just an egg shape, but yoni eggs have a little hole here and here. Okay. Yoni eggs are really good for not only infertility issues, but people that may have been sexually molested or raped. It helps to clear that energy pattern out. So you're actually going to put the egg up in there. And then the reason why it has a hole is so you can attach a piece of dental floss or fishing string, something like that, so you can actually remove it when you're ready to. So that helps with, again, especially abuse. That really helps to clear that energy out. You really want to be careful where you get your yonis, because a lot of them, how it's so shiny is with oil. And so you want to be really careful where you get your yoni eggs, because they'll shape them, but then they put an oil on them. And I don't know what kind of oil that is or where they get their oil. And I don't want something like that in my body. So we're really picky where we get our yonis. Right now we're out. We might be getting some more in. But our yonis, they're awesome. Like I said, especially for people that have been molested or raped or something like that. It really helps to help clear that energy pattern up. So, okay, talk about the eggs, yin, yang, got that. Next one. And this is one, and I don't know why, but it's just our Western culture that flips balls over this. So every other culture around the world loves these things, except our culture, because we associate it with death and something bad, and it's not. And that is the crystal skull. So we do sell skulls here. And what the skulls do, depending on the stone or the crystal, remember, this is a fluorite skull. So, which has a bunch of rainbow inclusions in it. Wow. So rainbow inclusions are, I don't know if you guys can see that. Try to flick it. But rainbow inclusions help to amplify the energy of the stone itself. So it really helps with amplification and transition or change, which is what these do. So to use these, you want to meditate with them. You hold them in your hand. Hold them in your hand, have the eyes facing you, and close your eyes. So some people like to put it right by their third eye to attach the eye to the eye. That's okay too. What they do is that they help unlock past lives, ancient wisdom. They also help to, you can use them in crystal grids, but anything with the head. So, I mean, these are little skulls. So any brain issues, any balance issues, bipolarity, depression, these are the ones you want to meditate with. So, and I know they creep people out, but I really want to desensitize people from that, because these are not bad. These are actually great tools to work with. And they come in all different shapes and sizes. They really do. Size does not matter in crystals. So it really doesn't. So, I mean, the bigger the crystal will charge bigger rooms, but honestly, it doesn't take much. It really doesn't. So, but this one is awesome to be able to hold and meditate with. It also helps with, I'm trying to think. I know it's like, it helps you to, what's the word? Non-attachment. So it makes you to be able, because remember, when you die, you're not taking anything with you. So you got to be okay with being alone and knowing that when you die, you're going back to a better place. So this helps with non-attachment. It helps you to be able to detach from everything and just be present. So skulls are really good for that one. Okay, trying to think what else. I think I kind of got basically all of them. Oh, that's a good one. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so I brought these out. Check this out. I was talking about elixirs earlier. Remember, these are the crystals inside the water. So whenever you put a crystal in water, it's an elixir. That's all. That's the verbiage for it, okay? So the other thing you can do is that you can take rose quartz pieces. Here's nice chunks of rose quartz. Put them in your bath water. So literally take some salt, take a salt bath, put your crystals in your salt bath. Only takes a few. Put a few crystals in your salt bath. Put a little bit of lavender oil or whatever oil you want. Boom, you've got one powerful cleansing tool. So, like I said, this is awesome stuff. So, rose quartz, clear quartz, and then pink Himalayan salt you can use, because we have chunks of pink Himalayan salt too. You can all use those for your bath. Those are the basic ones you want to use. I would tell you just stick with the basics, because when you start getting a little bit more intense, it's harder to know what's going to be toxic for you and what's not. So rose quartz, I got regular quartz. What's the other one? I guess we don't have any more. Oh, amzonite. Amzonite and rainbow moonstone are awesome ones too. Rainbow moonstone is a very feminine type energy. So very, very feminine energy. Last one is, you guys have probably seen these all over. Not a lot of people know how to use them. Okay, these are, and we got all different kinds. I've got black obsidian, amethyst, clear quartz, rose quartz, tiger eye. Yeah, jade. These are jade. These are the most common. So jade rollers are supposed to be used in the morning. Now, if you really want to amplify this stuff, you want to put it in the freezer or the refrigerator. So these are awesome for early morning. You know, when you wake up and you just woke up either on the wrong side of the bed, or your eyes are puffy, or your face is puffy, this gets rid of the puffiness. And all you're going to do is roll these around on your cheeks like this. And then there's little ones to go underneath your eye. So, and you're just going to do this for about 10 minutes, and it actually feels really, really good. So you're going to do this. It also goes for the neck. So you want to do this for your neck too. So like I said, some people like it colder. They just put it in their refrigerator. I know people that would freeze it, but I don't know if I'd freeze them. But sticking them in the fridge definitely will cool them off. So that way, like, again, in the morning, you're just going to do this. I usually do it when I'm brushing my teeth. So that's just another way of doing it. The last, yeah, I talked about palm stones. Palm stones. Trying to think anything else. Ooh. Does anybody have any questions? Because if you do, blast them. Go ahead. He's writing notes. So, but like I said, if you guys have questions, I just kind of wanted to go over the basic shapes with this video. For the simple fact that a lot of people don't know what the shapes do, let alone what the crystal does. So, dementia, the best one for that, I would say honestly, Tiffany stone, amethyst would be a-okay. What's the other one? Charoite would be another good one. So charoite would be another one. Again, we're just going to put it in between the box springs and the mattress, underneath the pillow. That works. So anxiety, number one for anxiety, hands down, amethyst. Amethyst absolutely helps, hands down, with anxiety. Again, bracelet, pocket, however you want to do it. However you want to do it. So that's a really, really good one. So what you going to show me? Ooh, scrying mirror. Okay, back in the day, remember I was talking about crystal balls? So back in the day, they used to use these scrying mirrors. You would stare into the mirror, and it would also help to aid you with that clairvoyance factor. So these, I only have one left. I bought them back from Denver, which, again, when I go to the Denver Gem and Mineral Show and the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show, if I find something really cool and unique, I literally grab it. So, but this is a scrying mirror. I only have one left. It's $49.99. And I don't think I have these online. I think this one's just in person or in store. So this is another one which you can, like I said, look into. Helps to aid with the clairvoyance, pops open that third eye a little bit more. How do I use a crystal ball? This is a crystal ball. So you're literally going to hold on to it or stick it on a pillow. We have little pillows, or you can stick it on, like, it looks like a big clear ring. So all you're going to do is literally hold on to it, stare into it. And you know, when you stare and your eyes start to go kind of cross-eyed and watery, that's what I want. So when you're staring into that, let your eyes kind of go cross, and then whatever pops into your head. And it's very quick. It's not like, oh, what was that? It's faster than your logic can comprehend. So it's very fast. So pay attention to that. And all of a sudden you're like, did I just have a conversation with myself? I'm like, no, you didn't. You either just talked to your spirit guides or you tapped into your higher self. So this one will help you to aid in the clairvoyance factor. So if you're struggling with clairvoyance, these will help. So, and any orb will, but this one in particular is a crystal ball, like legit big fat crystal ball. How much is it? 88. So big. Big. Awesome. So, and then lastly, I'm going to talk about these little crystal kits, like a little kits, and they got little rocks. So each one of these corresponds to each chakra. And I was talking about chakras earlier. Boom. So we have a ton of information like this here at Awakenings, guys. All this stuff is free. So if you see any literature, take it. It's totally fine. We want to educate our people. You have to know what you're getting and how to use it. So, but this is the chakra one. So these are those little chakra kits that we have, and each one of these crystals corresponds to a certain chakra. So if you can put it in your pocket, that's cool. But if you want to lay flat and stick them on your chakra points, that's fine too. So however you want to do it, there's no real right or wrong way when it comes to that one. So, and then I also have some on pins too. So this one helps to align your chakras. Again, the quartz amplifies it. So these are really good for, again, putting by your bed. So especially in a great meditation space, like an altar or something like that. So are we good? Got any more questions? Sweet. Sweet, sweet. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. And I think the next, we'll do another crystal one. We'll also do crystal grids. So like I said, this will not be my first one. I want to thank everybody for attending. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube page. So that way, when I do these freebies, you're going to get notified. So that way you don't miss anything. And if you don't follow me on Facebook, of course, you want to follow me on Facebook. And then make sure to also sign up for my newsletter, because people on my newsletters get the first dibs, meaning that I don't always post everything on Facebook right away. I'll post it in my newsletter first. So the people that follow me on that newsletter, they always get the first dibs. So I want to thank everybody for watching. And again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me on Facebook. I still answer my own questions on Facebook. Somebody doesn't think that I do. I'm like, I do. But again, I just want to thank everybody for watching, and have a good evening, guys. So take care. Thanks for watching again. You got it. Got it?